teens and adults. You can call them in Stamford at 203-325-4354. The People's Court today at 4:30.
Okay, well, how do we know that there isn't a door open around back? I mean, after all, it's a really warm night.
The place is probably air-conditioned.
Well, can't hurt to look. Come on.
Well, if it'll make you happy, I'll do it. But I want you to stay right here, okay?
Okay.
Just as I thought, locked.
Wait a second. Come on, that lock looks awfully weak. I bet if you just gave it a pull, it would open right up.
You're really crazy, you know that? What do you want me to do, get me beheaded?
Come on, go on. Please.
Looks like some kind of study.
No, it's goes to.
Right through here, into my cell.
There's somebody coming in here.
Quick, let's get out of here.
Come on. Come in, come in. Thank you. I've been looking forward all evening to a talk with you.
Well, I can't stay away very long, since I am the guest of honor.
I know that doesn't make you very happy, John. Like the rest of your generation, you seem to prefer blue jeans to gold braid.
Well, they're a lot more practical, Mr. Groves. You have to admit that.
And to most young people, these ceremonial affairs are not only impractical, but very boring.
I haven't been bored. It's quite hot in here. Do you mind if I open the door? It's been good seeing you and your wife.
You're a well-brought-up young man, Chad. Just not a very good liar. Some Madeira.
Please, a little.
All right. Well, now, tell me, is it really true that you plan to stay in Monticello indefinitely?
It's really true.
No. You're taking this painting business seriously, then?
Mr. Groves, I've never been more serious about anything. In fact, I've been commissioned to paint the portrait of a very beautiful girl.
How fortunate. Still, there are plenty of pretty girls in the world. No reason why you have to paint here. Take that fellow Gauguin. Now, he was a stockbroker, wasn't he? He just packed up his paints and easels and went off to the South Seas.
Well, I might do the same thing one of these days.
This man did go crazy eventually. Cut off his own ear.
I think you mean Van Gogh.
Well, they're all the same to me. But you're not, Chad. You're someone I care about. And so do a lot of other people. I hope you will consider your decision carefully.
I made it very carefully, Mr. Groves.
There's no reason in the world why you couldn't paint your canvases in Eden. Beautiful countryside. Lots of pretty girls just waiting to be painted.
There are reasons why I'd rather not work there.
For example?
I'd always be a dilettante back home. An amateur, not to be taken seriously.
You think an artist is without honor in his own country, like a prophet?
Something like that.
Oh, excuse me,
Close the door, Winks.
I'm sorry. I heard voices, and I thought perhaps it was someone else.
You seem to be upset about something. Is there a problem, Winks?
Well, I don't really know, Mr. Ambassador, but there was a young couple here earlier. They tried to get in without an invitation.
Party crashers.
Well, I sent them on their way, of course, but I thought perhaps they might have... Well, I'll check out the rest of the building. If they're here, we'll find them. Would you like me to close these doors?
Leave them as they are, Winks, and go.
Very good, sir.
Edge of Night is brought to you by Jif. For fresh peanut taste, choosy mothers choose Jif. And by all vegetable Crisco. Crisco makes pie crust flaky.
When I'm sitting at your table, I'm as happy as can be. Your good cooking is enough to satisfy. There's some good country singers in my family, and some great Crisco cooks. Like my Aunt Edna. She says Crisco makes her spicy apple muffins light and fluffy. And my cousin Martha says her onion rings don't taste greasy.
Aunt Loretta, you gotta tell me how you made these turnovers.
Honey, it all started with a Crisco crust. Then I mix up my apples, cranberries, and cinnamon. I scoop it in the crust and bake. Then I put on the icing.
The crust is so flaky.
That's Crisco.
Look for Loretta's family recipes in your favorite women's magazines.
Crisco will do you proud every time.
We've been spying on you.
I don't believe it.
You took 32 minutes picking out that food. Why so choosy?
Because we like to eat well.
Peanut butter.
I love peanut butter.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I've been eating peanut butter and jam forever, it seems, and my daughter's really into it.
What do you look for in a brand?
It has to taste like fresh peanuts.
Let's try a test.
With hidden labels, which of these leading brands tastes more like fresh peanuts?
B.
You chose...
Jif.
You wouldn't kid me now.
I wouldn't kid you. Do I look like a joker?
Women with a preference choose Jif for fresh peanut taste.
My family will love Jif peanut butter.
Choosy mothers choose Jif.
And I'm choosy for myself.
Oh, now would you relax? Come on, you're not due at the station for another 45 minutes.
Oh, no. I should get back there earlier and make sure those tapes are ready.
Tapes? What tapes?
Well, we sent a camera crew to Monticello University to get some background shots and some interviews with the two professors who knew Jody's kidnappers, both of whom have nothing but good things to say about them.
Well, that's always the way it seems to be, isn't it?
They were both at the head of their class, Miles, Margarita Farrell and Ellis Campbell. Apparently, the fact that they became kidnappers shocked everyone at the university.
Well, obviously, nobody knew a thing about their political feelings.
I guess not.
Oh, wait a minute, you're not planning to say anything about the Martyr of Eden tonight, are you?
Of course not. That would be a bad idea.
Well, just don't want any more fanatics coming after Jody, even if she is the descendant of this Maria Bonaventure.
That damn portrait. I wish Mrs. Ingersoll had never discovered the thing.
Yeah. It is the beginning of the whole thing, isn't it? Something still puzzles me about that.
What do you mean?
Well, those two young kids that kidnapped Jody, how in the world did they find out about the portrait in the first place? A lot of questions still unanswered.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just glad the whole thing is over with. You don't think it is over, do you?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think a lot depends on how quiet we can keep it.
Well, we have warned Jody not to mention anything about this martyr business, not even to her closest friends, and the police have warned her that it could be dangerous.
I'm sure she takes the warnings very seriously, but a lot of people know about this now. Jody, Gavin, you, me, Derek, whoever Derek assigns to the case.
Mm-hmm, and one other person, Ellis Campbell, or Pietro.
If he's still alive.
I thought you said that his wound wasn't critical.
It wasn't. But if he hasn't seen the doctor by now, infection could have set in. For his own sake, I hope he's caught soon.
Well, I hope he's caught for Jody's sake. Oh, you know what? There is one other story that I might cover tonight. I just haven't made up my mind whether or not I should.
What's that?
This is the highest-rated story the station has ever covered. It's about Raven and Skylar Whitney and Jefferson Brown. The public is just eating it up.
Yeah, can you blame them? It's got everything, doesn't it? It's got crime, sex, scandal. Who could ask for anything more in a news story?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, except I thought it was over. I thought Raven had agreed to settle the whole thing quietly.
Well, that was the latest story. Raven had confessed her sins without blame, but there is a footnote to history tonight. Skylar Whitney has repossessed the Whitney mansion.
To the ex-Mrs. Skylar Whitney, a final toast.
you like some help, Mr. Whitney?
Yes, Nora. You can stand there while I remove this forgery.
Forgery?
Well, it was meant to be a painting of Mrs. Schuyler Whitney, and since there never was such a person, the painting is a fake.
Yes, sir, I understand. What shall I do with it?
That's a good question. Technically, I can do whatever I want to with it. Burn it, punch holes into the canvas, stick needles into it. You see, it was paid for with my money, Nora.
Of course.
However, I may just decide to do something magnanimous. After all, I have no use for it. Destroying it would be malicious.
Would you like to donate it or something?
That's exactly the word. I'll donate it. Yes, tell Gunther he can deliver it to Mrs., to Raven, whatever her name is, sometime tomorrow.
Yes, sir, I'll go tell him.
Oh, Nora.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something. How do you feel about all this? About seeing the last vestige of your former mistress eradicated from the house?
Frankly, it doesn't bother me in the least.
Oh?
You see, I never really cared for Mrs. Whitney. I found her to be a selfish, devious sort of person.
Did you really?
Yes, sir. And I prefer people who are more straightforward.
You know, Nora, Spencer Varney never used that word when he was speaking about you.
I know that I didn't always behave the way I should, Mr. Whitney. I had some problems in my life, and they made me do things that I knew weren't always right. But the difference is that I knew when I was doing something wrong. She never did.
Yes, that was my impression of the lady, too. That she simply didn't know and didn't care.
Excuse me, sir.
Nora, what are you doing here?
I'm working here.
You certainly are not. Will you get out of my house right this minute?
This isn't your house.
Women have performed this magic for years. They can warn damaged hair, and in 30 minutes, restore it to beautiful. It's no trick. It's the science of Clairol Condition Beauty Pack's protein-enriched formula, from which Clairol created Condition 2, instant after shampoo treatment, and Condition Shampoo, also protein-enriched. They restore resiliency, smoothness, shine. It's the kind of magic Clairol Condition does best. Beautiful hair. Ta-da!
If you think beautiful skin is only something you're born with, get wind of Sea Breeze.
Beautiful skin can be a breeze with Sea Breeze.
The antiseptic invigorates, cleans deep.
Beautiful skin can be a breeze with Sea Breeze.
Exhilarates, removes oil and dirt soap can't reach.
Sea Breeze. Beautiful skin can be a breeze.
Beautiful.
With Sea Breeze.
What is this? Have you just moved into the house just like that?
I moved into my house, just as we agreed, remember?
Well, I thought you'd give me a chance to move out before you moved in.
You had your chance. You chose to go on a little vacation instead.
A vacation. I would not call it a vacation if you knew what I went through. My portrait! What are you doing with it?
We were going to send it to you. I was just about to tell Gunther to deliver it to you tomorrow. If you'll tell me what you'd like me to do with it.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what I'd like you to do with it.
Nora, would you please leave us alone?
Yes, sir. So very nice seeing you again.
That's just perfect. Of course, you would hire the woman that forced me into signing that confession.
I assure you Nora had nothing to do with it. The forcing, if that's what you want to call it, is all due to the ingenuity of Spencer.
Oh, so you rewarded him, I'm sure.
Spencer Varney is my business manager. Gunther is my driver and general manservant. Nora is my housekeeper. We'll be hiring a maid and a cook. We have a gardener. So the house is well taken care of, if that makes you feel any better.
What about Geraldine? Is she going to be your governess?
Geraldine is at the moment staying at the Monticello Arms. And I'm sure she has a place large enough to accommodate you both.
Oh, how sweet of you.
I offered her the hospitality of this house, but she chose to live with you.
I see. Well, what about my things? What about my clothes, my furs, my jewelry?
Everything you call yours is still here.
Oh, well, I'm surprised you didn't just bundle it up and throw it out in the street.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Especially considering how much of my money was spent on those personal possessions.
Well, I'm going to go upstairs right now and collect my belongings.
No, you're not. You can't go up there, Mrs. Swift. Wasn't that your last name before you took those marriage vows?
You cannot stop me from taking my things.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. It's just that there's some question as to which are your things and which are the things you received from Jefferson Brown.
I am going to my room.
The door is locked.
What?
It's locked and it stays locked until I get an accounting of every single item proving exactly who paid for what. Because every item paid for with a forged check will be retained by me. Is that clear?
You can't do this. You can't just steal my things.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Swift. That word is very apt. Unfortunately, you're using it in the wrong context.
I can't believe you're doing this. After everything I did for you.
For me? Well, what was it you did for me?
Nothing. Except that 6,000 sit-ups.
What do you do with a husband who insists you look better without makeup?
When your skin's as pretty as Diane's, you don't need a lot of makeup. That's why I wrote and told Ivory about my Ivory girl.
It's true. With healthy-looking skin, you don't need much else. Maybe just a little mascara. I do try to eat right, get enough rest, and I always wash with Ivory. I've tried other soaps, but they leave things like deodorants and heavy perfumes on your face. Not Ivory. Ivory gives me a natural kind of clean. I think that's a key to healthy-looking skin.
Healthy-looking skin. Ivory can help you have it, too.
Being called an Ivory girl, it's a compliment.
If you know a healthy-looking Ivory girl like Diane, write and tell us.
Hey, thought you were brushing your teeth.
I was just thinking
About what?
about Teddy. He always wins.
Well, your brother's a lot older than you are.
He'll always be older than me.
I know how you could beat him right now.
How?
Come on. You could get even fewer cavities than Teddy, because he didn't have this crust at your age. Advanced formula crust has fluorostat.
So?
So it's even tougher than the crust your brother had, or your mother had, or I had. When it comes to checkups, you could beat us all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's not so bad being the youngest after all, huh?
With Advanced Formula Crest, your kids could have even fewer cavities than you did.
What did this guy say he wanted, Joe, when he called?
He said he'll be here in an hour, that you should wait here.
Joe, where did this lamp come from, Joe?
Poppy, she brought it from the other office. Ugly, ain't it?
Do me a big favor, will you? Will you get a drum, an oil drum about that size, put the lamp in it, fill it up with concrete, put it in a crate, take it out to the van, drive it down to the docks, and put it on the freighter.
Going where?
Guam. Maybe with a break, the freighter will sink. I don't know. This guy ought to be here any minute now. You know, I wish I knew what he wanted. I wouldn't be so nervous.
Yeah, Rinaldi. That's the guy from Eden that came to see Endicott.
Yeah. And you know what happened after he saw Endicott? Endicott got a one-way ticket home.
Yeah. So he's a hatchet man, is that it?
I hear somebody get that, Joe.
Want me to stick around?
Yeah, I want you to hang around.
Eddie, you should get a bodyguard. Young punk, you know, who knows how to use a piece.
I've been thinking about that, Joe. I've been thinking about it. Hello, Mr. Ronaldo.
Yes. Mr. Lorimer.
Right. You can call me Eddie. Have a seat. Would you like a drink, cup of coffee, something? This is Joe Bulmer. He's my right-hand man around here.
Bulmer, we have met already.
That's right.
You used to work for Mr. Endicott.
Yes, that's right. You know, he was called away unexpectedly abroad.
Oh, yeah. What's the word on Mr. Endicott? How's he doing?
Oh, he's enjoying himself very much. Visiting old friends, renewing old ties. Yes, he is so content to be back, I do not think we see him for some time.
Oh, that's good. That's terrific. These are real good people, Mr. Endicott. Huh, Joe, right?
Yeah.
Listen, Mr. Ronaldo, I appreciate the opportunity that I've been given, you know, to take over the operation here, and I hope our people back home feel happy about the move.
I did not come here to discuss the operation, Mr. Lorimer.
Oh, call me Eddie. Go ahead. It's okay.
Mr. Lorimer. Mr. Ronaldo, all right?
Yeah, whatever you say, sure.
Yes. If there are any operational problems, you will hear from them. Our main concern is something else right now. The disposition that involves this young woman.
Yeah, Jody Travis. Now, look, I've got a fix on her, all right? You got nothing to worry about. You can trust me.
Mr. Lorimer, we can trust no one. This matter is far too important, too delicate for our security, our survival. Have I put it strong enough?
This is really heavy stuff, huh? Do you really think this chick can blow our operation? I mean, come on.
I said, so can you, Mr. Lorimer. So can you if you lose your head.
Oh, come on. Now, look, Mr. Ronaldo, who, me? I've got everything under control around here. In fact, I was saying to Jody the other day, you know...
You must not harm this young lady. No one in this organization is to harm this young woman. She's far too important to us, alive than dead.
Look, I got that figured out already. We're not going to turn this chick into another martyr, right?
Bravo. He has definitely figured it out.
Don't worry about nothing. This young chick is as nice and warm and safe as a baby in her mother's arms.
It must be even more than this. This young lady must be watched at all times. She must be observed. We must know the instant that she is contacted by these rebels. The instant she even thinks about the prophecy, the heritage from Marie Bonaventure. One day her descendant would come back to even overthrow the tyrants. At the beginning, we pay no attention to this, but we do now. This is why you must watch this lady at all times, no matter what the cost.
Mr. Arnold, what if she gets cute? What do we do then?
Then you two gentlemen will see to it she does not get cute. Do we understand each other?
Look, Mr. Groves, I know you were asked to have this little chat with me. In fact, it was the main reason for this ceremonial dinner, wasn't it?
No, certainly not. I felt it was only fitting since you did come into this title.
Oh, the title is ridiculous. There hasn't been a prince regent in 200 years. Besides, it's meaningless in a republic.
You can't deny tradition, Chad, even if it's honorary.
But that wasn't the reason for this dinner. You hope to instill some sort of patriotic fervor in me in hopes that I might change my mind about staying here.
You can't take offense at it, Chad. Your family loves you and wants you at home.
This is my home now, Mr. Groves. And it seems to me that we've been away from your guests much too long.
Yes, duty calls. What a pity it doesn't call you. Come along.
You like that? He's from England. Never said a word about him.
I can't believe it. And did you see the uniform he was wearing? What did they say about a title?
Yeah, he said he was Prince Regent, whatever that is, but it's only honorary.
Well, that explains everything. That explains the friendship with Endicott. I mean, they all come from the same place.
I thought so.
Oh.
Young party crashers.
Dad, he has a gun.
Around the world, there's just one thing we do. Just one, senor.
We make the world's favorite chicken. We make it especially for you.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it right. No other fried chicken is so right.
Prepared by hand. What a lovely sight.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Waiter!
Yes?
I ordered a diet soft drink.
It's sugar-free Dr. Pepper, madam.
Oh, this can't be a diet soft drink. I can't taste that aftertaste.
Sugar-free Dr. Pepper. Read the can.
Ooh!
What a surprise. The taste is gonna open your eyes. Sugar-free Dr. Pepper. Oh, sugar-free Dr. Pepper.
Gonna open your eyes.
On One Life to Live.
She is my daughter, and I have the final say in everything she does in her life, so why don't you just go on home?
I'm afraid that we'll have to work it out in the courtroom.
One Life to Live. Weekdays.
What do you think, Eddie? I mean, how are we going to keep an eye on this girl? It's not going to be easy, you know?
Joe, do me a favor. Put that louder. I want to hear what
But
you're
it is
saying.
believed that his injury will make him seek medical attention sooner or later, and this may provide the key for his capture. Despite the lack of information concerning the motives of the young abductors, police have determined that it was simply a case of mistaken identity. The two political fanatics believed that Miss Travis was related to a political family from the Republic of Eden. However, since no actual connection has been proven, their attempt to extract political favors by her abduction has failed.
As we told you, we are friends of Grace Endicott, and she is the one who invited us to this party.
That lie won't work twice, young man.
All right, look, we didn't really crash your party. I mean, we weren't inside.
You were on the grounds of the consulate without permission, and that's a criminal offense. We'll just see what the police have to say about that. Go ahead, John. Call them.
No, wait a second. Please don't do that.
You just give us a chance to explain.
Oh, I'll give you a chance, young man, to go to jail.
Jody, Gavin, what is this?
Do you know these people, sir?
Yes, I know them.
Well, they tried to crash the party. We were just going to call the police.
You'll do no such thing. Now let them go. Right now.
When you get it,
Itchy red skin.
get Corday, Corday. When you get it,
Darn bug.
get Corday, Corday. When you get it,
Oh, touch of poison ivy.
get Corday, Corday.
Cordate gently works with your body's natural defenses. It's all you need for the relief of dermatitis and other minor itches and rashes.
When you get it,
Itchy eczema.
get Corday, Corday.
Announcing Fritos brand Lights. A remarkably light, crispy corn chip. New Fritos brand Lights. Same great taste as Fritos corn chips, but lighter, crispier, incredibly munchable. Fritos Lights. The great taste of Fritos corn chips in crispy new Fritos brand Lights.
Tonight, in-laws, not outlaws, cause trouble for Sam when Elvira's father comes roaring into town on Best of the West. Then enjoy Monday Night Baseball when Chicago takes on Baltimore or Boston battles Toronto. Check local listings for the game in your area. Tonight on ABC.
Hooray for me, I'm caffeine free. Hooray, hooray, for caffeine free RC.
The People's Court today at 4:30.